we are going live. It's up. I mean, most of us are asleep, so... Well, the reason we started late is because I couldn't get into Roll20. Well, hopefully it'll let him right back in. Yeah. Oh. Interesting. Is it that? Should have been that. like, my stream stuff says that it's broadcasting sound.
Hold on, switching. I'm watching live right now.
Like, it should be fairly quiet, because the only thing that was happening was the music that I have turned down because it was blowing my ears out.
Alright, I've been watching live, and I think we're good now. I think we can be heard.
Alright. Did you want to do a recap to where we are again, then? Since it probably didn't go through?
Yeah, sure. Hey Turner, are you back in the Roll20s yet?
No, he's not.
It's loading currently.
Alright, that means there's hope. So, you guys were headed towards the city of Skullhammer. You guys were resting around camp when Turner, who was keeping watch, did not quite notice in time bandits coming in on your guys' camp. The bandit currently has his hand clasped over Turner's mouth. And Corik is the only one who is currently awake to see it. He has not moved yet. So, while we're waiting for Turner, Corik is going to... Let's see here. He has multiple options, and unfortunately he's not here to make any of them. I suppose what he's just going to do is he's just going to go up and try and hit Mr. Bandit over here. So I think at that point we're all just gonna roll initiative. Turner, I'll roll initiative for you since you are not here.
Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Why would it have to be that the night we finally get around to being able to play again, Roll20 decides to be a bud?
Alright. I have to roll initiative for 2 people because... reasons. And of course, Corik is going to roll amazing initiative. Are you in?
I think I'm back.
Oh, awesome! Right in time. I haven't rolled initiative for you yet, so you can still do that.
You are back.
Okay.
Good timing.
Give me a second to pull up everything.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you weren't supposed to see one of those rolls. Aha, hold on, let me change something real quick. There we go. Now you won't be seeing his rolls, which is good. Also, pay no mind to those nameplates. They're not accurate. There we go.
Oh no, hold on.
Are we not good?
I just got kicked. It wasn't letting me pull up my character sheet or anything like that.
It showed you were gone for a second, and then now you're back.
Yeah, I refreshed it, and it didn't completely kick me out of the game.
Man, this is a mess. Are too many people just playing, just using Roll20? Like, is that the deal here?
No, Roll20 is apparently... This is like the 3rd day in a row. I think they're trying to hotfix a bunch of stuff. back to back. This is like the third day of the row I've tried to work on Roll20 stuff, and it's had some issue. Yesterday, what was it? It wasn't people couldn't load in, it was like the character sheets were populating blank.
Right. That happens to me all the time. All I do is just exit out of the character sheet and open it back up, and it usually works.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think they're actually trying to like go through and hotfix all that, so it stops happening.
if everybody's good,
All right.
somebody just
I'm
there's a person here.
Hello.
Hi, Chase. You can just sit back and chill for a bit. If you have problems getting into Roll20, let us know, because apparently that's been a problem recently.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Anyway, Corik is at the beginning of the initiative order. He is going to go right up to this guy who is currently grappling Turner. Is going to... Oh man, I have so much power. I could use all of his abilities if I wanted.
And chances are, by the time he gets here, we'll have had a chance to rest, and he'll have all of them back and never know.
Joey, it sounded like you were just talking through a foot right there.
Fun.
Either way. Technology's lame. So, first thing he's going to do is he is going to give an open palm strike to the temple of this guy who's grappling the little bird friend. 14, unfortunately, does not hit, but with Step of the Wind, yeah, he's going to spend a key point to, not Step of the Wind, Flurry of Blows. He's going to make 2 more unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Yikes, only one of those hits. For a... Oh, max damage though, awesome. For 8 points of bludgeoning damage, he just keeps on battering at this guy, trying to get him off you. Unfortunately, not doing a whole lot. But he does punch him in the side of the head, which does seem to disorient him for a sec. Speaking of which, it is now the bandit captain's turn.
Uh-oh.
He's going to tighten his grip on you, Turner, and say, "Stand back. If you take one more step, I slit his fucking throat." And that's going to be his turn, I think. I don't think he's going to do any attacks just yet. Which, by the way, Ilien and Byron, upon rolling initiative, you guys are just waking up, so you guys are currently prone on the ground. Just letting you know.
Okay.
I kind of assumed that was going to be the case.
Either way, that's going to be his turn. So, yeah, Ilien, you wake up, you see Corik is laying into this bandit captain who is grappling Turner. Byron's over there still. He's waking up as well. And then you see these 2 boys over here. What would you like to do?
I think...
We wait in anticipation as Joey makes his move.
Works better if I have way too much stuff in front of me, sorry. I'm trying to move
All right.
and my hand was on the entirely incorrect mouse.
You have more than one mouse near your setup?
I have 3 because of all of the streaming stuff set up here in front of me.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's why when it takes me a second to do stuff, sometimes I'm just literally have grabbed the wrong thing.
Right.
So, what I want to do... I heard him say not to get closer, right?
Yes.
I heard that part. Okay. Then what I'm going to try and do is I want to throw a dart into his arm that he's holding Turner with.
You said you want to throw a dart at him because I can barely hear you.
Yes, I want to throw a dart at him.
There you go. I heard that clear. Yeah, you can go ahead and try and throw a dart at him. You spring to action. You throw a dart. It's very dark, and your eyes are still a little blurry, so it just goes whizzing right past his head. Is that all, or would you like to try something else?
Fortunately, that's my action, so I can get all the way up, but I'm not going to move towards him yet.
Okay, so you're just standing up?
Yeah.
Alright. If that's the rest of your turn... we go up to this guy who, after seeing you try and throw a dart at his leader, is going to run up to you and attack you. That's if we can get the sheets to load. Yeah, it loaded. Nice. Alright, yeah, he's going to take a swipe at you with his scimitar. And I believe that attack roll misses. It sure does. He rolls a 10. You see that this guy who runs up to you is... you couldn't really see him that well, but now that he's like right up close to you, you see that he's a very thin and lanky half-orc who has just run up to you. And that's his turn. Byron, you are on the ground. You're seeing all this happen. What would you like to do?
Kind of sitting up and wiping the sleep out of my eyes. Do I see the one running at Ilien first, or do I see the one that's standing back at the moment?
You probably see the one that's running towards Ilien first.
Hold on. I'll, while standing up, just realize that something is wrong here. This person shouldn't be here, and just, like, instinctively reach out and, just throw an Eldritch Blast at him, because panic mode, something's going wrong.
Alright, go ahead. Go ahead and roll that attack roll.
Yep, let me...
Ooh, yeah. Big rolls. That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
5 force damage.
Alright, so as soon as he lashes out with another scimitar attack, you just give him a nice slug of force damage right in his shoulder. He's almost knocked on his ass, but he manages to regain composure and looks up at you with eyes wide open. Anything else for your turn?
Byron is going to, with the rest of his turn, just pick up his, or pick himself up off the ground and, like, just get stood up, ready to fight.
Sure. All right. After that, this bandit over here is going to run up towards you, which, as he gets closer, you see that he appears to be more of a shorter human man.
All right.
Hold on. Responding to something. Okay. So he is going to run up to you, and he is going to make a slash with his blade as well. Ugh, another bad roll. Just not seeming to roll well tonight. I'm assuming an 11 does not hit you.
It does not. And can I flavor how it misses real quick, because I have an idea. Or I'll leave that up to you if you want.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying I have an idea for how I want to flavor the miss.
Oh yeah, go ahead. By all means.
So, is Joey trying to say something? Or
No, our audio is feeding back through his mic a little bit.
Okay, sorry. As Byron's standing up after casting Eldritch Blast and sees this bandit running at him. Seeing a choreographed hit, he just summons the sword to deflect, just out of thin air.
Badass, I like it. All right, you bring out your blade just in the nick of time to block his scimitar attack. With that, Turner, you are currently being grappled by this. You can't really tell who it is since he's been grappling you. What would you like to do? Ethan? Oh, he is typing.
Oh.
Oh, did Ethan get dropped out of our...
No, he's probably talking to somebody. He has like 18,000 siblings, so they're probably like invading his room or something. All right, so while we're waiting for him, hi guys, how you doing?
Life's going. Let's go.
Yeah, technology's
the thing.
Yeah, technology's being a bastard. Wait, Danimals, have you already gotten through midterms?
Some of them. My midterms are a little weird this semester because of COVID.
Yeah. So is like everything.
Yeah, but like usually there'd be like 2 or 3 like waves of midterms for me, but this one it seems to be just 2. So the semester's really light on tests for me.
All right. All right, Ethan. Whenever you're ready, we might just play a little fast and loose with the turn order here, and maybe take another turn while we wait for you, so we can keep things moving. He is typing. All right. So, with that, we're just gonna have we're gonna go back up to the top of the round for now. Ethan, whenever you come back in, just let us know and we'll let you take your turn. He is going to attempt to break the bandit's grapple of Turner. So they are going to roll opposing checks. Corik will roll acrobatics probably because that monk. How is his athletics and his acrobatics almost the same? Whatever, doesn't matter. He's going to roll. All right, not bad. And gonna roll an opposing one. Ooh. That doesn't happen very often. That was a tie.
Oh.
Like an exact tie.
Hoo-hoo.
Like, they both have the same modifier and they both rolled the same result.
Huh.
God, what's even a ruling for that?
I think it might just... It's rather you re-roll because it's a tie, or you just leave it as a stalemate. That's what I've experienced, but... Like, it's just a stalemated turn.
Well, it's his turn up next anyway. So I think what he's going to do is he's just going to drop Turner and begin attacking at Corik. Because he's not a fan of him right now. He's going to make... a swipe at him with his dagger, which misses, and then 2 scimitar attacks. Holy crap, I'm rolling terribly. Because I'm pretty sure Corik's armor class is like 16. Yeah, no, he rolled a 10, a 6, which is a natural 1, and an 11. So, yeah, this guy's not doing too hot right now. He's just swinging wildly, irritated that he couldn't pull off this simple mugging. And with that, Ilien, it's going to be your turn.
I have a bandit in front of me that I would like to pummel.
Indeed. Go ahead and roll some attacks if you'd like.
And I will be using the Fury of Blows, so I'm going to punch him a
Uh-huh.
lot.
Yes. 3 times if I'm not mistaken. That first one misses. That second one hits. And that third one hits. Alright, for a combined total of 13 bludgeoning damage, are you aiming to kill right now?
Not particularly.
Okay, because with unarmed strikes, you can easily make it where you are not attempting to... Alright. But for now, that guy is currently unconscious, we'll say for now. Which is awful convenient, because are you doing anything else?
I suppose I would probably move up like so.
All right.
Be able to get Turner away from the very obvious threat.
Sure. We're gonna ignore that one for now. Byron, it's your turn.
I probably see the bandit go down, and is the captain and Corik just trading blows now?
Basically.
This guy in front of me, I'm just gonna come at him with my, first of all, just, let me see. I want to make sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw my Hexblade's Curse on this guy directly in front of me.
Sure.
So, after blocking the hit, throw the hand up for whatever magic I do for it, and then I'll come at him with my sword.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit.
Longsword.
16 hits, go ahead and roll damage for that.
I believe it's
Alright.
the first one, so it's 7.
Yeah. Because you typically use it one-handed.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, if you ever want to use it two-handed, just preface that to me beforehand.
I don't think I'm at that point with my Warlock stuff where I can wield it two-handed.
Alright.
I don't know. I feel like there was a reason it was only one-handed. But later.
Alright, cool. So, parrying this guy's attacks as he's just trying to get you down to the ground. You give him a nice gash across his leather armor. Anything else?
So it'd be, sorry, before I forget, it'd be 7 plus 2, so it'd be 9 damage total because of the Hexblade's Curse. Sorry, I forgot. It adds my proficiency bonus to the damage.
Right, yes, no, I totally remember that. If that's all, then it's going to be the bandit in front of you's turn. His nose is very bloodied, and he looks like your last attack just winded him pretty bad. But he is going to go for a slash against you. Hopefully, if the character sheet loads, there it goes. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not hit.
Dang! Oh man, I am unlucky with my rolls tonight. Alright, so with that, That's going to be his turn. Turner, are you back? I'm assuming not because he's deafened. Alright, looks like I'm going to be playing as him for a sec. He's going to action disengage. He's going to run over here. And I believe he has a spell that he can use as a bonus action. I don't think anybody's been hit yet. Which is very sad for me. Not sad for you guys. For you guys, that's alright. Yeah, for his bonus action, he's going to create Spiritual Weapon, where he's going to summon the rules. His mystical weapon that just looks like the giant book from Very Odd Parents. And he's going to summon it right next to this guy. There we go. No, we don't want that second guy. There we go. He's going to summon... And I believe as part of that, he can take the attack action, right? Does anybody remember? Or
who does?
The spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon, you can cast an attack in the same turn, yes.
Awesome, thank you. He's then going to make an attack roll. 13, unfortunately, does not hit. So that's going to be his turn. And back up to Corik, which, again, also controlled by me. So I'm getting to play more than you guys, which doesn't feel good. He is going to make just 2 attacks, basically. He's not going to burn another key point. Or maybe he might. Actually, yeah, he's going to burn another key point because he keeps rolling doo-doo. 13. Still doesn't hit. Wow. Guys, maybe it's me. Alright, well then that's good news because it's the captain's turn. And he is going to make 2 attacks towards Corik and 1 towards Ilien. God, I don't think any of these hit. No, they don't hit either of you. He didn't roll above a 15, and both of you guys have above 16 armor class. Oh my gosh. I am very mad right now. Ilien, it's your turn as this bandit captain is just failing to hit you.
Good. I'm actually going to move first, because I'm going to move to be flanking with Corik.
Alright.
And we're going to use another flurry of blows on this guy.
Alright, advantage on all the
Now
strikes.
all at advantage.
Alright. Okay, all those hit. Oh my
Good.
god. So what's that, 19 points of damage? Or am I doing my math stupid? No, that's 19.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Go off, Ilien. Yeah, you're hitting him in all of his sensitive spots, making him, like, very, very damaged. And you can tell he is, like, yelping out in pain with every strike you put upon him. With that, it is not this guy's turn, because he's unconscious. Byron, we're back up to you.
Alright. Byron, seeing that the twins have gone with, more fists than anything to incapacitate, he's going to try and make this next attack with, like, the hilt of his blade with the intent to knock out.
Alright.
If, that's his intent with this strike. If it hits or misses, we'll find out.
No, that certainly hits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
feints and then effectively just punches him with the guard of the blade.
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey!
Hi, Ethan. You're back.
Oh my god, hi. Yes, I am.
Are you alright? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good now.
Everything's going good for you. Two of the bandits are already down, and you are far away from the bandit captain. We are just going
that's
to have
neat.
you take. You have summoned your spiritual weapon, because I took a turn for you. So
Okay, so
there's
the
that.
rules are there?
Yeah, the rules are there, and I will say that since you were missing, you get to take a turn real quick.
Okay, so have we been killing them or just knocking them unconscious?
It looks as though Byron just used the hilt of his blade to knock out this bandit next to him. You're unsure of the bandit over there,
Okay.
but Byron seems to be only aiming to incapacitate.
So no guiding bolt. Well, how beat up does this guy look?
This guy over here?
Yeah, big captain dude. The guy who held a knife to me.
He looks about he's in the yellow. If you can't tell, the little your little tokens now have health bars.
Yeah, I can't see anything. My whole screen for the map is black. I am just going off of the stream.
I see it. It's hard to see because of the grass background.
It's black for you right now?
Yeah, my whole screen's black. I'm just going off the stream for visuals.
Yeah, his did what mine
Here,
did earlier, where I had to restart my entire computer.
Here, we'll just do this. How about now?
Oh my god, I see it.
Yeah, that's because I had dynamic lighting on, and your character does not have dark vision.
Oh,
yeah, that'll do it.
So his character literally couldn't see anything.
No, there's supposed to be a fire here. I just forgot to put that in. That was my bad. That means our other two friends in the chat who aren't currently in the session right now can probably see the map now too.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, so now you should be able to see.
Well, if he's not looking too... Okay.
But yeah, you can smack him with the rules, you can cast a different spell, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, so it's holding... Is it still holding a weapon then? Actually, better yet, I'm just gonna cast Command on him.
Ah, okay. That's a save, I believe.
Wisdom save.
Excellent. He will do that. Wisdom save. The fuck? Why? Whatever. I'm ignoring that. 19. I believe that succeeds.
You know what? Fuck him. I'm gonna hit him with a book.
You gotta smack him with the rules.
The rules. Damn it!
No.
Yeah, I don't feel bad because I've been rolling very terribly all night, so I'm glad somebody else is too. You go and swing at him with the rules. He just sort of brings up his wrist and just sort of smacks the book out of the way. That bandit is unconscious. I'm just going to remove the other two bandits from the initiative order for the moment.
Makes sense.
Oh, it was your turn next anyway, Turner, so I guess we're going back to Corik. Wait, no. I believe it would be Byron's turn again. My bad.
So the captain's looking pretty beat up, and looks like the twins got it, pretty much.
He's not like he's still up. Like he's still
Yeah,
got
he's
plenty of fight
still up,
within
but
him.
he's flanked by the twins at this point.
Yes,
So
that is an accuracy.
I'm gonna run up to Turner and I'm gonna run up to Turner, kind of keeping an eye on this bandit that I knocked out while I'm walking over, and just like go over and ask him like, are you okay? Are you hurt?
Just gonna stare at him blankly.
Yep. All right. But hey, Turner.
But if he stares at me blankly, I'm just gonna turn around and watch the bandit captain. So if he tries to book it, actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold action, Eldritch Blast for him if he tries to run away.
Sure thing. Turner, it is actually your turn now.
Neat. He's really ruffled my jimmies. So, what did he say to me again when he had me at knife point to the rest of the group?
He was telling everybody to stay quiet and not to approach you further, but then Corik broke his grapple of you.
Nice. Do I want to do this? No, I just want to guiding bolt him really bad.
If that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
The bird. Oh no, I was gonna say the bird wants revenge.
Your guys' party needs a bard terribly bad. So yeah, the bolt sort of lights up your little twilight lit camp, and just goes arcing straight into the. Actually, I'm gonna show you what happens because I can do this now. Hold on. Oh, I should be showing special effects right now. Why is that not happening?
I see
It
them.
is.
There's lots of explosions happening.
Oh, it's just not showing to me for some
Blew
reason.
the ever-living piss out of that wall.
Yeah.
Because you detonated like
it's not
6
showing
or
me.
7 of those before you started complaining that it wasn't working, and then kept going.
Oh shit! I just saw all of them appear at once.
Yeah.
Then there's more.
Yeah, it's because I'm still doing it because
Oh,
I'm
I
trying to
see
see why it's not working. Yeah, it's not working for some reason.
There's so much. So much.
There we go. It's happening. There we go. All right, it's working.
So
again.
4th of July, just outside this small village.
There we go. Okay,
Jesus.
everything's working. Okay.
Happy D&D Independence Day, everyone.
Is that like marking the day that the Satanic Panic ended or something?
Sure.
I don't know.
You still have a bonus action, Turner.
I'm well aware.
It's the day Gary Gygax passed away.
Ah!
Yes!
That's a
You
sad.
can go ahead and roll damage for that.
No, I'm joking.
Pain. Yes.
9 points of force damage. So as he ducks your guiding bolt, as he starts to stand back up, he's immediately uppercut by the rules.
Bleed.
Looking to knock one of his teeth loose. It's Corik's turn. Just 2 unarmed strikes from this fella. There we go. 1. Oh! Now I'm rolling good. One of those hits for sure.
He
Another
also has
9
advantage.
points of bludgeoning damage.
Corik also has advantage.
As he does his sick martial arts moves on demand. Oh, our music bot shut off. That's fine.
Yes, that's why I got really quiet.
It is the bandit's turn. He is going to disengage and start slowly moving backwards, saying, "All right, hold up, hold up, hold up." And that's all he's going to do. Ilien?
I'll punch him again.
All right.
Yes.
He held a knife to a child. Oh, I don't have advantage.
You would not have advantage on this one, so just take advantage off and go ahead and roll again. Which, lucky you, because... oh,
They're
God
better
damn
than
it.
both of them.
I am too nice. Go ahead and roll for damage. So as he's trying to get you to stop, you just give him a nice fucking punch to the jaw.
Yeah.
And Byron, he did technically move.
I was saying, like, if he started, like, running. Like, at this point, I'd say he sidestepped, because he only moved, like, just barely out of... in between them. I was more like, if he managed to escape and started running with his back turned, you know?
Yeah, it's whatever, because it's your turn again anyway.
So now he... So, wait, did... my screen went black for a sec. Did Ilien stab, or was that a punch?
It was
Just
a punch.
Punch, okay. And is he currently unarmed, or is he still wielding his blade?
Oh, he's still wielding both of his blades. He has a scimitar in one hand and a dagger in the other.
And he asked to wait, hold up a second.
Yep, and then was immediately punched in the face by
Yeah.
Ilien.
I'll just take the sword, point it at him, and just kind of yell in this direction. Unarm yourself, and we may talk.
All right. Turner, you gonna do anything?
I was gonna say, would that be like an intimidation or something?
He's already willing to put down his arms and talk. It's
Yeah.
just everybody else you got to convince.
How long does spiritual weapon last?
A minute.
Hmm.
It lasts for a while. You still have...
How long would this conversation last?
I mean, I said it in my 6 seconds of time, so
You still got
you got like...
54 left.
I mean, since casting, he's probably got...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still around 50 seconds.
I just want to hit him one more time and then I'll be good. Yes.
In the
Please
back
be
of
enough
the head.
damage to knock him unconscious.
Oh, that'll work too. Yep,
Not quite.
that's fine.
Still a decent chunk, though. You do enough to smack him onto his caboose, so he is currently sitting on the ground with a possibly broken nose by how crooked it looks right now. I'm
Good.
assuming you moved to rules because the rules was over here.
Well, yes, I can move it up to 20 feet, however far to break his nose.
All right. It's Corik's turn. Corik looks to you, Ilien. So what are we gonna do?
Let's wait and see if he puts down his weapons. If he doesn't, hit him again.
All right. So it is currently his turn. He throws down his weapons and is just holding his nose like, what the
You
God,
started it.
I put down the weapons.
And I haven't hit you yet.
I think he was talking about Turner.
Yeah, he just like broke his nose with a massive fucking phone book, basically.
And I'm just gonna angrily stare at him.
He's just All right, Ilien, it is technically your turn, but he's just sitting there holding his nose, which seems to be gushing blood at the moment.
I'm gonna pick up his weapons.
Right.
Yep, gonna do that, and then I'm gonna back nicely away from him with his weapons. Over.
He points over to his friends while still holding his nose. He's like, are they dead?
I don't think so.
I just kind of look down. I mean, I hit him pretty hard in the head, but I don't think it should have killed him.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about this. I think I'm just gonna leave now.
Do you want your friends?
Nah. Well, once they wake back up, you can. Anyway, I'm gonna leave now.
Before you go, did you just happen upon us, or did someone send you after us?
No, we just saw the campfire and decided that. Yeah. Real sorry about this, by the way.
Everyone's got to make a buck somehow. And I'll go over and just kind of like nudge the guy I knocked out just to see if he's still breathing.
He moans a little bit in pain as you push against him.
Okay. I just kind of look to Ilien and Corik and Turner like, well,
Has it been a minute yet?
I mean, it's probably coming to the end of that minute.
Yeah. Oh,
And is he trying to walk away? Like, is he just flat out trying to leave?
Like he's trying to scoot away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to hit him again.
Okay.
He's not fucking leaving.
Oh my god. Are you hitting to kill or to knock unconscious?
We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
Murder's out for blood.
You can go ahead and roll damage for that, because that sure definitely hits. Alright, he has 4 hit points left, and you're dealing 8 force damage, so he will either be unconscious or dead, depending on your intent. He has laid down his weapons, he is bleeding, he is broken, he is leaving his friends for dead.
Yeah, I guess we'll just make him unconscious.
All
I'll
right.
pull my punch a little bit.
Alright, with that...
punch on Del Rules.
Yeah, with that, Derules vanishes. And he is currently unconscious. It is about the middle of the night. You have 3 unconscious bandits before you. Your firelight is starting to dim out. What would you like to do now?
Byron, just kind of... We should have probably just moved them. I don't think they'll be waking up, before we do. We hit them pretty hard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Also,
So I say we just kind of shuffle them to the back.
I'm thinking put them up here in the corner. This nice little
Like-
corner here.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm also going to pick up the weapons from the other 2, because I have no intention of leaving them with their weapons. They can go into town and deal with the fact that they tried to rob people that were better than them.
And then once they get all propped up, I'm gonna go through their pockets.
I'm
looking-
disarming them
Go
so
into
they
their
can't do this to
pockets.
someone else.
Yeah, Byron's looking for like gold trinkets.
Okay. So you start looting them. Each of them appears to. Actually, we're gonna deal with Ilien first. Each one of them has a scimitar. This one over here. Now that you're actually getting a good look at him, he appears to be a human man with like long, greasy brown hair and muddy eyes and a whole bunch of facial blemishes. This guy over here appears to be a very thin and lanky half-orc, and this guy over here is actually a quite short and stocky guy with like a dark-haired bowl cut, and all of them just look like guys who were just way out of their element when fighting you. And these 2 had scimitars on them, as well as 2 light crossbows. So if you want to add those Like, are you carrying them on your person, or are you just taking them away from them and putting them in a pile somewhere?
Right now, I'm just putting them in a pile. If we decide to take them with them tomorrow morning, we'll worry about like who's carrying what.
For sure. And Byron, if you're like searching their pockets, here, let me doing a bit of a roll real quick.
I also just realized all of my pens and pencils are not next to me anymore. Because I was going to write down what you said they had.
You find 16 gold on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You find 12 gold on this guy. And on Mr. Sleazeball over here, you find a whole purse on there with about like 50 gold coins in it. And also around his finger, you find an interesting looking ring.
Is it interesting because there's like a carving on it, or is it interesting just because it's a cool ring?
The band appears to be very intricately woven bits of chain, and there's a faintly glowing grayish bluish gemstone in the center of it.
I'll kind of take the purse and put all the money I found on the others into the purse, and then I'll call over Turner and Corik and just say, "Hey, you guys ever seen a ring like this? I don't think it's just for show. I think it might mean something."
You said you're bringing over Turner and who?
Corik. Because I think, I guess whoever was near me.
Yeah.
Or because if I was over by the captain and we were putting up here, then wherever.
Yeah, Corik looks at the ring and says, "I've never seen something like that before."
Can I just cast Identify on the ring?
You sure can. So are you just blowing a spell slot to use it, or?
I have to. I'm not a wizard.
Right, that is true. Are you going to be telling everybody what it is?
Probably, yeah.
All right. So you learn that this is a what is called a ring of free action, and basically, it just means that difficult terrain costs you no extra movement. And also, you cannot be your speed cannot be reduced or caused you to be paralyzed or restrained by magic.
And I recite this to them.
Or I just kind of take it off his finger and just hand it to Corik. I'm like, "You're the fast one."
Ilien's plenty fast too, but she also has that dope sword. So, like, I mean, I'll keep this, I guess, if nobody else wants it.
There. I have my sword. Turner's. I don't think.
I mean, yet again, I also have this thing. He pulls out the periaptive wound closure.
Oh, true. I kind of look at Turner. I'm like, "Can you wear rings?"
I just look down at my fingers.
Well, your fingers are sort of a. Here, let me look at your character. Let me look at how I drew you real quick.
That was gonna be my question. I'm like,
yeah, he could wear rings. Sure.
I mean, if worse come to worse, he could put them on his toes.
Or like,
toe rings.
Or I feel like he could probably just put it on a chain and wear it like a necklace. And as a magic user, it might still work.
I don't know.
Byron's not that knowledgeable on it, but he's just questioning if the bird can wear rings.
Yeah, he's definitely got digits.
And so I offer it up to Turner if he wants it.
Thank you. I take it.
So, will you be wearing it?
Turner will definitely be wearing a ring that makes it to where he cannot be held onto.
All right. It does require attunement, so you would have to be.
You can
That
attune
is
to
fine.
it while we rest.
Yeah.
And then I guess after that, Byron's gonna take out 6 gold from the purse and just give 2 gold each to the bandits. Slip it back in their pockets and then take the rest to be divvied up later.
Okay, so you give each of them 2 gold pieces?
Yeah.
Gift of charity added.
Well, they beat us up and I took the rest of it, so
Gives them back their money. Gift of charity.
gift of charity after we
Now,
knocked
to
them
be fair,
unconscious.
that is how it works in Skyrim. If you pickpocket them and give them their own money back, it still gives you the gift of charity. So long as you don't get caught. I don't think people who are unconscious can catch you.
Yeah.
Dude, these special effects are dope. Anyway, so what are you guys doing now? You guys just going back to sleep right next to these bandits, or?
We moved them up into the corner area,
All right,
and then, yeah. I just kind of look at them. Yeah.
Rope.
Do I have rope?
I don't have rope.
I feel like we picked up some rope before we left. Oh,
I know at
sorry.
least one of you guys has to have rope.
Yeah, 'cause
Rope
we used
as
it
part of your
before,
pack.
I think. A Dungeoneer's pack should have rope, I think. Hold on.
I got rope. I found out who has it. It's me.
How about this? We tie them up, and if they're not awake when we wake up, we untie as we leave. And if they're awake, we don't untie them until we leave. Feel like that works?
Works for me.
Let's tie them up, and then I'll just go help tie them up.
All right. I think for this, just go ahead and just roll a general dex check. Anybody who's helping tie up, I'd say Corik will be helping you, Byron. So just go ahead and roll a dex check with advantage.
Okey-dokey. Yep, there it is.
Yep. All right, so a 15. It takes you a good 20 minutes, but eventually you do get them all tied up. You are using one length of rope, so
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
unless
Is this one
anybody
of
else
those
offers
movies
up
where
theirs.
they tie all 3 of them back to back.
Like in a trifecta or
Yeah.
a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically. It is 50 feet of rope, but it's also only one length of rope, so.
And most of the time is spent making sure they stay sitting up while we tie it. Because it keeps slumping over.
Anyway, unless you guys are doing anything else, you guys eventually end up. Is anybody keeping watch for the remainder of your rest?
Byron can do the first bit of the watch because there's at least is it two? Would you say it's 1 watch or 2 watches worth left in the night?
2 safely, but I can.
Yeah.
Just,
No,
yeah.
Byron will take the first watch of the night then.
All
and then-
right.
The other one.
If you guys could both just roll your perception checks for your respective watches.
Wisdom, my strong suit, obviously.
Both of you guys managed to sleep in through your watches, but it's fine because you wake up and everything seems just dandy.
I just kind of rubs his head. Yeah, no, that'd be a good reason to sleep through it, huh? And then,
And
Yeah.
as you're waking up, you see that all 3 of them are sort of just over here. While you were sleeping. They've been trying to nudge themselves over to their weapons, which you've left like over here. But you see they're all tangled up in the rope and just sort of like lopsided, but they are all currently conscious right now.
Just kind of wake up, get the other people, just like, well, you ready to head out?
Yeah.
All right. I'll walk over to the Three Stooges here. I'll just kind of see him stretching. I'm just like, okay. So here's the deal. We're gonna untie you, and we're gonna go our separate ways. Try any funny business, and it won't end well. Got it?
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check with advantage. All right. They all just sort of look to each other and begrudgingly nod their heads.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna look for the knot, because if they're lopsided, I gotta remember where it is. And then I'll turn back to Ilien and just, how precious is this rope to you?
I mean, I don't know if we'll need it again.
I'm not gonna cut it like big. I just think cutting it right at
not out.
Yeah.
Probably fine.
Okay. And I'll get out one of my daggers and just make a slice off the knot, and then just unwrap it off of them.
The short human guy with the bowl cut, as they're all getting ready to leave, he just looks to you and says, "So, are we going to be getting our weapons back?"
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and then he just turns around and just starts. He runs to catch up with the rest of them, and then they all go their separate ways. Anyway, yeah, they go away, and I'm assuming you guys just disassemble your camp and then begin heading closer and closer to the city of Skullhammer.
Yes, we should also divvy up these weapons so I don't have to carry all of them.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And during this walk, Byron is going to count the money purse.
All right, I'll be writing in chat all the things.
Okay.
There.
I do kind of assume we should give
There we go.
most of the crossbow bolts if we picked up any to Turner, since Turner...
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
use a
you would have.
crossbow.
So if it was 80 total gold and I gave back 6, that'd be 74.
Yes.
Yeah.
So...
So, as you're divvying that up,
So I did the math.
all right.
I was going to say, so Corik, Ilien, and Turner, you can all add 18 gold to your sheets. While I add 20 because math.
Okay, so if you guys all are adding that currency to your character sheets, who's taking what weapons?
I assume Corik would take one of the swords, because I'm pretty sure he lost his.
How did he lose his?
It got melted.
It
Yeah,
got melted.
acid boys.
The sludge monster.
Yeah.
So I
I
assume
remember
he'd
that.
take a scimitar to replace it.
Sure. Is he proficient in scimitars? He sure is. Is he?
I have no
No.
idea.
I believe a scimitar is a martial weapon.
I honestly don't remember offhand. It is.
A scimitar is a martial weapon. He is not proficient in scimitars.
Oh, maybe you wouldn't take one then.
I mean, I'll take those bolts.
Yeah, I obviously you were taking the bolts, but he just looks to you and says, "Well, maybe when we get into town, we can trade them in or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a blacksmith will want it."
I was gonna say I'll hold on to one of the crossbows, just in case I need one in the future. Does anybody else need a scimitar or daggers or a crossbow?
I already have 2 daggers, but if no one else needs them, I can take the dagger.
I could also take a dagger.
Yeah, I can. I let Turner have first grab at the dagger. But Byron just kind of gestures to his sword in his sheath. Just, I'm good on swords. I don't really need one.
Right.
And I'm not. Actually, hold on. I'm not. My proficiencies.
All right, I'll just say that for now. You guys are all just carrying it amongst yourselves. We don't need to do all this right now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I
you
just wanted to make
continue
sure nobody
traveling.
wanted it, like really wanted it right now, for use here in the near future.
And speaking of which, Kian will be here in about 15 minutes, which is awesome.
Huzzah.
He might get back in time for certain things. But you start your next day of travel. It goes by pretty smoothly. It is quite chilly out. It is starting to get towards those towards the end of autumn. So it's quite the breeze, but as the sky begins to change from like the blue to yellow to orange as the day passes, you now see this stone city in the distance. And at the foot of these mountains is an expansive city with 25-foot stone, 25-foot high stone walls with wide guard towers dotted every few hundred feet. Atop these guard towers, you see ballistas mounted on top of them, and the air is rather quiet as you approach. The wind has died down. You see that the base of the stone walls is broken and charred with pieces of rotted wood that looks to be centuries old. You smell stale beer and musty planks of wood as you walk up to the gates, which currently have 2 dwarves in plate armor and wielding warhammers dotted on either side. You see that they are currently in conversation with a strange-looking figure, a very tall, built figure that appears to have some strange animalistic features. Carter, if you would like to go ahead and introduce your character.
Before your very eyes, you see what appears to be, from behind, at least, a grotesquely large tabaxi. However, if one was to look from the front, they would realize that there is only one identifiable feline that could be characterized with this person, none other than a lion. However, unlike most lions, this character has platinum white fur and these odd eyes. He's clad in a set of bronze armor, and over his shoulder you see a massive sword, single-edged, that looks like it could be a tooth. That is all.
All right, so yeah, you guys see this massive cat-like humanoid appears to be talking to these dwarves. Well, you make out very few words of conversation as you approach. But yeah, seeing this, what would you like to do?
I just kind of... If I look on the map, is this approximately when we'd be arriving at Scaldhammer?
Say what?
Because I thought Scaldhammer was like a a similar length trip of us from Frosthold to the town we were just in. Dang.
Selphia.
Selphia. Or is this something else?
No, this appears to be, especially with Turner looking at his map, this you have made it to Scaldhammer.
Okay, just want to make sure.
It's very late in the afternoon, almost evening.
Look to the group. So, want to wait our turn, or do we just want to get inside? Because Byron sees a very tall, built feline and doesn't necessarily want to start a conflict. So he's trying to figure out if the others want to wait or just budge in.
Ilien is just staring at the giant tooth-like sword on his back.
Naturally.
Absolutely transfixed by what is probably one of the coolest weapons she has ever seen.
On a side note, have you looked at the entire drawing Parker has seen? There's a full view of the sword.
No,
yes, I did do that.
I was going to say he hasn't sent me yours yet.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and they can't look at your character stuff right now. So
yeah.
All right.
However, if I do, I don't want to share backstory stuff. But here, I can post it in the Discord for y'all to see if you would like to get a full glimpse of this man. I don't know if anybody on the stream would be able to see it, but that's all right.
Not unless you're going to show it up in
the Roll20s.
Yeah.
Well, that's his color, too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, like a snow lion. I like that.
It's actually based on a real breed of
There we go.
lion.
So
Yeah, can you guys see that? I'm trying to blow it up.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Visible on stream now.
Yeah, it's based on an actual subspecies of lion that lives in South Africa and is exceedingly rare.
Yeah, but that's the creature you see talking to these two dwarf guards. One of them seems to be taking charge with this conversation. He is a very wide, stocky dwarf man with thick red beard and a scar across the bridge of his nose. He's talking to him with a stern tone, saying, "All right, our town has had enough problems as it is. We don't need more folk like you. We just let in a massive freaking..." And then he just looks to the rest of the party and just sort of rolls his eyes. He's like, "Oh. Can I help you folks?"
Just want to get in, passing through, maybe resupply. Don't really...
The lion-like gentleman looks over his shoulder to take in the rest of the party. You see a very curious but stern look in his eye, as if he has never seen the likes of almost any of you.
Yeah. We're just passing through, maybe resupplying. Is that going to be an issue?
If it's as much of an issue for you as it is for me, then we will be here all day.
And then I look back to the guard.
He just looks at you. The other one standing beside him has been silent so far. This really built dwarf on the other side of him has really short hair and very obnoxious face paint, but they've been silent pretty much this entire time. But this other guy says, "Oh, all right. I'll let you in. I just don't want you causing any problems. The city's had enough problems as it is. All right, so if I let you in, I'm going to be keeping an eye on you. The rest of the guards are going to be keeping their eyes on you. We just want to have a little peace and quiet for once, all right?"
And Byron just kind of goes, "Oh, we understand. This town we just came from had some trouble too. We're looking to stay away from all of that. In a kind of a tired tone.
The feline gentleman starts to speak, but before any words come out, a sort of grumble snarl slips out before he is able to iterate his sentence. I assume this also includes me.
Yes, you can come in too. Just try not to startle any of the townsfolk is all.
From what I've seen, that might not be a possibility.
Yeah, I'm gathering that as well. Anyway, he just calls up to one of the guards at the top of the tower and says, "All right, you can open the gate." And you see these massive stone doors just go, and then just slowly start inching open. And you look into the city and you see that all these buildings seem to be made entirely of stone, but around their foundations seems to be charred and broken ruins of other buildings seemingly made out of wood or something. And you see that a lot of the grass around each of the buildings has died years ago and is just starting to grow back. But anyway, as you enter this town, what would you like to do? You see this this massive lion person is just walking in stride with you guys.
I'll just kind of turn and look up to him and just be like, "So, take it you're just passing through as well? Wouldn't happen to know where any of the taverns in this town are, would you?"
I do not drink.
Oh, no, I meant... Sorry. Tavern, inn. I meant if you knew a place where we could probably sleep.
I am unfamiliar with this place.
Okay.
And I am merely here to resupply. I do not usually sleep within city walls.
I just kind of glance back towards the party and like, okay, so you're a real adventurer type, huh?
It is not out of personal choice. The folk around here are off-put by my appearance.
Ah.
Corik just sort of looks at Corik, who is a younger-looking wood elf. Just sort of looks up to you and says, "You think it could be because of the teeth?"
He lets out kind of an agitated snarl, not necessarily aggressive by his standards, but it might come across as antagonizing to anyone else.
Right. He's like, whoa, I didn't mean any offense.
I just kind of look at pardon my friend here. He can kind of have a smart mouth about him.
For the first time, the guy looks down and finally notices Turner. He looks at him like his face softens a bit, and he like tilts his head a bit to get a better look at the bird.
Turner matches your head tilt.
Is that a bird?
Turner responds in your voice, saying, "Bird."
He looks slightly startled.
You get used to that. It's only mildly unnerving.
It's
I can't do Ethan's bird impressions while he's away from keyboard, so
I just go,
what is he doing?
No idea.
He just kind of Byron just goes, "It's how this one communicates." Yeah, it takes a little while to get used to.
He says in your your voice, Carter, "Not by choice."
And he looks up and tries to take in his surroundings, probably noticing a lot of glaring from the small folk.
Most of the population near you are dwarves. Some of them don't seem to pay you any mind, but mostly they're all just sort of looking at you with wide eyes and crossing the street to put some distance between you because they've never seen anything like you. The rest of the party looks pretty average while standing next to you because this lion man who stands before you is like well over 7 feet tall. Like, what did we say was his exact height? Like 7'1", 7'2",
Something like that. 7'2".
7'2".
Jesus.
That's how tall this lion man is.
Jesus. Byron's only 5'8".
Yeah, he's
I'm like below your shoulder still.
He's
Easily.
a big boy.
I don't suppose you are familiar with the layout of this village?
Unfortunately not, but if we're both looking to resupply, I suppose we can work together to find a shop.
You see that the few guards that are out on patrol are eyeing you, keeping their gazes trained on you in case, in case life happens.
Yeah.
So he looks down at you and all of you, and he's like, "My apologies, I never actually introduced myself. I am Lysander of the Leonin."
Hi, I'm Ilien.
The wood elf raises his hand. He's like, "Hi, I'm Corik."
And you,
Turner just
little
paused.
bird.
Turner just caws. And then immediately after that, he makes a sound of what sounds like pages turning.
What?
And then I step in. His name is Turner. And I'm Byron.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintances.
As is yours.
He sort of tilts his head up and takes a whiff of the air. Does he smell anything that resembles like meat?
What kind of meat? Out of curiosity.
Raw, cooked, just like trying to sniff out a butcher shop.
I was a misclick, sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right, one moment. I'm still getting used to
The
the control.
Yeah. If you're on your character sheet.
Yep, it's up. It's loading up.
Yeah. Roll20's also been a bastard tonight, so.
Yeah, it's having some problems tonight.
Yeah, I've heard. All right.
Yeah, just go down to perception, give it a good old click.
There it is. Got it.
There you go. You have it on GM roll right now, but that's fine. We'll put it to public. You rolled a 6. You smell the air. You smell faint traces of burnt wood. And
Street filth.
Street filth, stale beer, a lot of that. But can't really smell any meats.
So,
You see him shake his... Oops, sorry.
I'm going to ask Parker a question real quick, because this is one of the things that I have. I have the city secrets thing.
Right.
So, I know secret paths and flows through cities. Would that help me find a tavern potentially faster?
When you are not in combat, you can travel between any 2 locations in the city. I might be mistaken, but I thought City Secrets was something specifically for the town that you grew up in.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
I was going to say, I was just asking because it doesn't say that, and that's always how I've thought of it too. But at the same time, cities are typically laid out in somewhat of a logical pattern. So if you were used to
yeah, it depends on the city, but Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't specify. So,
Yeah. So I don't know. If
I would say that you're just very familiar with. You're just very good at finding places. So, yeah, I would say that you could just take a few minutes and eventually find whatever it is you're looking for. So, where you what are you trying to find?
I mean, we were looking for some place to stay and resupply, so whichever one of those I think would be faster to find.
All right. Almost immediately after looking, like it's a building very closely adjacent with you. You see that there is, and it's also where the smell of stale beer was emanating from. Is there's a sign swinging outside of it that says the Scalding Wraith, and it has a picture of like a cauldron tipped over and scalding a stick figure. And a lot of rambunctious noise is coming from the inside.
Just gonna point it out. Well, I bet we could find where we were looking for if we go in there and ask.
Will they allow someone of my stature inside?
I don't know. They don't always let me inside.
He just starts walking towards it anyway.
All right.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
If everyone else starts walking, I follow too.
Okay. And Corik and Turner will obviously follow suit. With the rest of you going in. That's just me putting on some music. As you walk in, you hear a whole bunch of cheering and jeering from many dwarven folks. And as you walk in, almost none of them pay you any attention because all the attention is brought towards about the center of the tavern, where you see a familiar creature that you saw very briefly while you're in Frosthearth. So we're shifting scenes here. You see that in the center of this tavern is a massive lizard-like creature with a spiked shell and a shirtless, drunken humanoid who seems to have his fist raised. Hey, Chase, would you like to describe your character real quick?
Yeah, you see in front of you this honestly impressively large turtle. You're used to seeing a small box turtle that never even comes up to your knee, but this is it's like one of those turtles if that turtle was, let's say, 6'4" and 475 pounds. He has a very spiked shell that all of these sharp points kind of rise up from his back. He is very muscular, and you can tell he just looks very powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
You see, Lysander's eyes just widen the size of saucers.
Yeah.
That has to be the largest turtle I have ever seen.
I get that a lot.
It's still like a foot smaller than you.
Byron
Finally,
just kind of looks back to the group and just goes, Didn't we see him at Frosthath? Or am I imagining something?
No, I think we did.
Small, well, okay then.
Wasn't he
And,
fighting somebody there too?
Yeah, but I don't think it was. Yeah.
I slowly raise my fist to counter the person in front of me.
All right. This guy in front of you is very, very inebriated, and it's very obvious. He throws his first punch at you, and here we're gonna roll for this. He's definitely not at his A game right now. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does not hit.
Yeah. He's like, all right, let's get this started. And then he throws a fist at you, and then just stumbles forward and just like bonks his head on like the front of your shell.
That would have been a good hit, my friend, if I were about 2 feet shorter.
He's like, fuck you, you're not gonna talk to me that way, and he's gonna try and throw another punch at you. Assuming his character sheet loads. There it is. An even worse strike this time. He just sort of like throws his arm against your shell, and just like you hear a large popping sound, and then his arm just like falls limp to his side.
Careful, I think you might hurt yourself if you keep going on like this.
All right. Oh, by the way, welcome, Kian.
Thanks.
So Kian, just to give you a recap, you guys are currently all inside of this tavern in Scald Hammer, and you see this massive spiked turtle in a brawl with this shirtless, drunk human man.
Nice.
And all the bar patrons have sort of like gathered around and are watching intently.
Okay. And Lysander dude, that is the new Carter guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi.
You guys had just met him.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's up,
We've
dude?
known him for a grand total of like 10 minutes at this point.
Yeah. And anyway, so Chase, your character is being not exactly successfully, but is being attacked by this man. Are you going to do anything in response?
Yeah, I'm gonna just strike him with the palm of my hand to the forehead.
All right. If you can go ahead and roll an unarmed strike for me.
That's just a D4.
That's for damage.
right.
If you're rolling to hit,
Yeah, just rolling the hit.
just go ahead and roll a strength check.
All right.
That was a strength save.
Whoops.
Click
Gotcha.
the word
It's
strength.
all right. Yeah, just click the word strength where it says it on your character sheet.
Ah, right.
Strength, and then
There we go.
Much better. It's not great, but
That's all right. And yeah, you can go ahead and just roll. And technically, you'd have a +2 to that because you're proficient in them. But so I guess the strength save would have worked. But you rolled a natural 1,
Okay.
and that's lame. So
Yeah.
go ahead and just roll a D4 + 4.
all right. D4 plus 4.
Yeah, you can just type /roll and then a D4 + 4, or you can figure out some other way to do it. I don't care. Oh yeah, right. Never mind. You have that. That isn't the damage. Go ahead and click on the word claws.
Oh, right.
I forgot you could do that.
Nope, I did that wrong. Okay, this is what I need to do.
In the chat.
Yeah, there you go.
There
you
we
go.
go.
You got it.
Okay.
So yeah, you just give a good palm to the head. All of the patrons in the bar, mostly dwarves, instinctively go "ooh" as they almost feel the pain that this drunken man is feeling. He stumbles backwards a little bit of blood trickling from his head. He's like, "Oh, you've really done it now!" And he's going to rush towards you and is going to, now that he's a little bit more awake, he's going to roll an unarmed strike against you. Ooh, a 23 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
For 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh. Good
Yeah,
one, friend.
The rest of you watching this, are you guys going to do anything?
I'm gonna start finding us a table to sit down, if there is one. So we've been walking a while.
The tables right up in front of the tables that are laid out right now are exactly what's available. So
Okay. I just kind of gesture to those who aren't staring at the fight. Take this one, you say? Or actually, no. I say we take this one because there's more seats.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Right.
If we want, we could probably even push this one up next to it and have enough room for all of us.
True. Byron's just gonna get up there, sit for now.
Does he say that out loud?
Byron?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's just kind of, to anyone who's not like intently watching the fight, he's like, "Hey, why don't we go grab this table?"
Lysander looks apprehensive but follows. A moment. He gets to the chair, but then looks unsure of himself, and just kind of stands there looking at it.
Right.
If I look down at my chair, how sturdy does it look? Because I'm kind of picking up on what he might be nervous about.
Though they look wooden, they're made of stone. So.
Oh, the chairs are?
Yeah.
I just go. I think you don't have to worry about these chairs. I think they're made of stone.
That's not the problem. My knees, my legs can't bend that way.
Wait.
I have
you're
two sets of
figuring out the
knees.
chair.
Okay, no, because I didn't know that. I just came to that dawning realization.
While you're figuring out that chair, Chase, your character, it is once again his turn. He threw a good punch, but it still wasn't enough to take you down, so it's your turn.
Yeah, I kind of chuckle before throwing another palm strike.
All right, go ahead. Oh, Chase, for this, if you're just going to be using your claws, you can just roll with your claws attack.
Oh, okay. Right. So
yeah.
I'll do that then.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, yeah. That hits. That hits very hard. Go ahead.
It's his grandchildren.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
All right. And that is 6 damage.
6 more damage. As he goes for another strike, you just basically just put your palm on his face and just sort of push him backwards. Your turtle claws just sort of leaving small marks on his face as he stumbles backwards.
I think you should probably calculate your next move before sending it my way.
And before you even finish with this sentence, he just starts screaming, goes, "Ah!" and then just starts like running at you and tries to tackle you. He go ahead and roll an athletics check for me, Chase.
Oh, absolutely. That's a 24.
All right. Hold on. I'm just gonna roll some things to myself real quick. Okay. As he like runs in headfirst to tackle you, his skull like collides with your shell, and everybody hears a small crunching sound. It's definitely not you that was being crunched, so that only leaves one thing.
Oh dear.
Left for it to be. As he sort of gets back up, he's very dizzy. Trickle of blood just sort of like raining down his head. This guy, by the way, it looks like the stereotypical bar fighter. He has like a handlebar mustache, which blood is currently dripping down into. The rest of you find your seats. Turner is just sort of standing at the table next to Ilien, since there is no other chair. While this fight is going down.
I offer Turner my chair since I can't figure out a comfortable way to sit in it.
Right. All right. So he goes over and sits there and just looks at you with a smile across his face. Anyway, So, back to this guy. He's going to hazily, like he's almost in a daze, try and swing towards you again. Definitely not making purchase, and his body just sort of like collapses against yours. He's still conscious, but he's not feeling great.
Do you concede, my friend?
He says some garbled up words that you aren't sure exactly what he's saying because his lips are sort of like pressed against your shell in a very smushed up way. He's definitely not speaking coherent words to you right now.
Well, if he isn't intoxicated, he's definitely concussed. I'm gonna kind of push him off of me.
He stumbles backwards, and you hear some of the dwarves chanting from the side. They say, "Knock his ass out!" And then there's a cheer from the audience as they all look on, waiting for you to make your next move.
I have to oblige my fans, so I'm gonna step up to him and then throw another palm strike at him.
Go ahead and make that palm strike with advantage, which you just go to the top of your character sheet and hit that little toggle.
Baby, that's a 25.
Yeah, man, if you were a different type of barbarian, you'd be dealing crit damage right now. But just go ahead and roll for that damage.
And that's 6 damage.
All right. So, with that bit of damage, he is knocked to the ground. He takes the hit and then falls to his knees. He's still just barely conscious.
This is your last chance to concede, my friend. We can rule this a technical knockout, or I can finish the job.
He sort of tries to speak, but ends up just like spitting blood onto the ground, and before finishing the sentence, just collapses onto the ground unconscious. The entire tavern just sort of stands up and roars thunderous applause. Even the bartender over here is just slowly clapping.
Thank you all very much. Oh, if there was not an audience, I don't know what I'd be doing this for.
And as you're saying that, your gaze is met over to this side of the tavern, where you see a massive being in the form of this lion person with brass armor and platinum fur. And they seem to be standing at a table with a bunch of other curious-looking characters.
I'm definitely gonna walk over to them because they caught my eye. The first thing I do, I just look at looking at Lysander. I'm like, you know, not a lot of people make me look short, but I think you're an exception to that.
He has no idea how to respond to that.
Did you see the way that I turned that man's brains into mashed potatoes? That was pretty entertaining, wasn't it?
I believe it was, yes.
You see this little bird creature right here, just repeats back to you in your own voice, mashed potatoes.
Ah! I see, you're like a little echo machine. Wonderful.
Bear's back.
Is he back?
He's back.
Up saying he's back, so hopefully he's back.
Oh, maybe he'll be joining the chat here in a second.
I kind of assumed he did that.
He's definitely not back in chat yet.
Yeah. I kind of assumed he did that first, but maybe he logged in to Roll20 first.
So we've had everybody in the session today, just not
Not at the
like,
same time.
at the same time.
Concurrently.
Ah, there he is. Ethan, we were just talking about you.
Something shitty, I hope.
No.
Oh.
You guys have made it into the city. You currently have a massive lion man in your party, and
Oh.
you just walked into a tavern in Scaldhammer called the Scalding Wraith, where you have witnessed a massive spiked turtle man beat the shit out of a fellow tavern brawler.
Oh my god.
And he is currently standing at your table admiring the large build of Lysander because he's an absolute tank. Lysander being the lion man he introduced himself to you.
Okay.
And that's what you missed.
I can't believe I wandered over to your table and I forgot to even introduce myself. I am Kamera, champion of the Dwarven people. And number 1 ranked fighter currently in the Val and Rain Fighting Commission. Not to brag, of course.
Have I ever heard of the Valorant Fighting Commission before?
Go ahead and roll a history check.
Oh, please let me roll a history check too.
Yeah, anybody who heard this can go ahead and roll their own history checks.
Yes. Love rolling history checks.
I got an... Oh. What is happening to my screen? That is
All right.
interesting.
An 11 from Byron, a 10 from Ilien, a 16 from Corik, and a 17 from Turner. None of you have ever fucking heard of this. As far as you know, it doesn't exist. He could be making this up for all you know.
I'm
But
just
he
gonna look
seems
at him
like he's
really
pretty sure it
confused.
exists.
Byron just kind of nods his head and goes, "Oh yes, I've heard of many fights. Heard of many fights from where I'm from, and I don't know. You know what? I actually got to cop one, so I guess I'm lucky to have seen yours."
Yes, they're quite the spectacle if you ever catch one. Speaking of which, I need to record the results of this event. I take out a little notebook and I find my name and I notch another victory next to it. Did anybody catch this man's name before I rendered him unable to speak?
You see that this dwarf woman walks up to you, walks up to the table in general, and excuse me. Oh, damn it, COVID. You see that she is a hardy mountain dwarf woman with very rosy cheeks and long jet black hair pulled into a bun. She looks up to you and says, his name was John, I believe. Human fellow, not from these parts, but that was quite the impressive showing.
Thank you very much. Let me see. Yes, John has counted a loss. Okay, thank you very much for that. Not too many humans named John, I assume, right?
I'm unsure. I'm not a human myself. I don't know if it's a common name or...
Funny people they are.
Agreed. But anyway, I was just coming over to see if you all needed anything. You're new around here, yes?
Oh, yes. Does this tavern have rooms or any available? If you do.
Oh yes. We have quite a few rooms for rent. I rent them out for about 8 silver for a night.
Okay. And about how many could fit in a room? Might I ask?
I think well, at least some of you smaller ones could probably fit about 4 of you in there, but I see you have some quite large folk in your company, says looking at this massive Godzilla-looking turtle and this larger-than-life lion.
I flex a little bit.
Is this Godzilla versus Kong?
Lysander looks somewhat uncomfortable.
She looks over to you and says, can I get you a drink, sir? You look a little tense.
Water, please.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Also, if you don't mind, Is there, oh, what's the word in the common tongue? Is there a butcher shop near here?
Oh yes. I'd say you'd probably have to go to the residence village, but yes, there's a butcher in town. I don't quite remember his name.
Thank you. Is there a sort of direction you could point me in?
Yes, the residence village is about exactly north of here. You just walk that way into the city, and you'll eventually find it. It's a open place. You'll be able to see the meats being hung out and such.
You see his tail kind of wag a bit at the mention of meat, and then
Right.
and then bows his head in thanks and says, "Thank you."
Why, of course. Um, you're quite the strange lot, aren't you?
Well, we only just met that one. And we've also only just met this one. And so, I'm pointing to Linecaster and Kamera. So, yeah. Interesting day today. For us...
Life's greatest moments are spontaneous, aren't they?
Quite.
You just see Byron just blink for a moment, and then go, yes, certainly.
Quite disagree.
It's not like we were really all that normal before we met them.
I second the little fellow.
I haven't stopped staring at his notebook, by the way.
All right. Is Kamera keeping it like sort of out in the open?
Yeah, I actually gesture to this small bird person. Oh, would you like to see it? This is a win-loss chart as designated by the Valenrain Fighting Commission. Fighters are to record their wins and losses, and anytime an opponent is defeated, the Valenrain Fighting Commission should be notified in writing as to keep their records up to date. It's quite a nice system, I must say.
I just kind of like lean out, cock my head, and stare at him quizzically, like I think he's full of shit, and just kind of reach out my hand for the notebook.
I hand it to him. I have nothing to hide.
I have nothing to hide but this outstanding undefeated record.
Yes, if you must see my accomplishments, by all means.
I just want to flip through the notebook to see if there's actually any signifying thing that would inform me that this is actually legitimate. Like if there's actually like any like authenticity to what he is saying about this notebook.
Or if it's just the first.
I mean,
half of the book is
it's
just
a
all
notebook
words
full
and
of his own handwriting. So,
Is there ever any mention of like other people, or is it just he fought this person, I won?
well, yeah. I mean, basically, it just lists of people he has fought and has won against.
Hand him back the book.
Now, I will say the Valenrain fighting. I pretend not to have just forgotten the name of it. The Valenrain Fighting Commission is a bit of a fledgling organization where it's not yet established through all of the lands, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Based where?
Well, good question.
Well, I mean, the history is... I was going to say it's very extensive, but I did just say that it's a fledgling organization.
I have time.
It's... It's based out of this tavern.
Not real.
That's subjective. I would say it is real.
anyone
you,
else.
You see that this dwarf woman beside you is just sort of looking at the ground and sort of looking everywhere except for your direction at the moment.
Well, I think you've seen me in combat. I think that's all the evidence that you need of my prowess.
Prowess.
Don't put your prowess in question, sir. I think it was the existence of your dumb organization.
Oh, okay. Let's not call it dumb. Let's say
Has to
it
be real
is
first.
not officially recognized by the government of Valenrain as an entity.
As the Birdman.
Lysander looks completely lost.
Anybody else want any drinks?
Water.
Yes, please.
I would love an ale and also maybe a stew.
All right,
Yeah,
so a few waters, a few ales, and some stew. Anything else?
I'll take an ale, and I don't know if there's any dinner or platter as well.
I think I've got something for you. Anyway, welcome to the Scald Wraith. Welcome to Scald Hammer. I'll be right back. And then she goes away to go fetch your drinks and food.
Is John still on the floor?
Yeah, everybody's just sort of walking around him.
What did that man do to you to make you beat him so?
Well, you see, I walked in here and said, please give me your strongest champion. I wish to fight him. And then this man walked up to me. So.
You walked in here just to fight.
Well, you see, my ambition is to be the greatest fighter in the land. And that cannot be accomplished by not fighting people. So naturally, then, I thought I should fight someone.
It's clear, though, when you walk into...
Your logic is unshakable.
Thank you.
So, clear, when you walk into a tavern from which your own fighting guild is based, you do not immediately assume you are the strongest champion. You have to ask for him.
It's implied when I walk in that I'm obviously referring to the strongest champion that was present in the bar at the time of my arrival.
Excluding yourself, because you
Excluding myself. I cannot fight myself. That is a very self-destructive behavior, and if that is what you seek to do, I would ask that you find help.
Really well spoken, actually.
Thank you. See, I'm not only a man of hooks and jabs. I'm also a man of poetry and the like.
Turner starts laughing to himself a little bit.
I just assume we hear just little bird chuckles or like
yeah.
little clicks.
Is there anything funny about being in tune with your feelings?
Do you write?
I write, I read, and my handwriting is half decent.
Was it half decent, Parker? I looked at his notebook.
We're gonna figure that out right now. Hey, Kame, give me a I don't know, a sleight of hand check.
Fuck. Okay.
Literally sleight of hand.
Oh shit! Some of it looks a little spotty.
Fair. No modifier.
Some of it looks a little spotty.
Crossing his T's.
Some of it looks a little spotty, but the stuff that he's written today looks very legible, and is not the worst handwriting you've seen. You'd think that with his claws, it would be a little difficult to write, but he makes it work.
All right. Was there anything other than fighting note? Was there any poetry in that notebook other than fighting notes?
Great question. Kamera, was there any poetry in that book?
The poetry book is kept separate from official Valenrain Fighting Commission paperwork.
Of course.
Yes. What he said.
Bookkeeping is very important to me.
I do not claim to understand your ambitions, but I will respect them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Back in Kamera's own voice, I also say bookkeeping is very important to me.
He comes back with the drinks and just starts setting them out.
I just
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
In the many taverns I've been in, I've always known to be kind to the staff that are serving you, as it is easiest for them to kill you.
Byron
That's a fair
sits there,
point.
blinks for a moment, and goes, "You're very, very true."
Lysander looks down at his water to make sure there is no discoloration.
Corik, you could learn a thing from the giant turtle.
Why do you think I didn't?
He looks
do
down at the
anything?
water. It looks clear as crystal.
He sticks his tongue out to taste it to make sure it's not poisoned, as he has been affected by Kamera's words.
It tastes fine. You aren't sure what poison tastes like, but you're pretty sure it doesn't taste like this, which is water.
He drinks it then.
You've been poisoned.
I would like to offer a toast to you. I would like to offer a toast to you all. I raise my ale up in the air. To victory.
And then a bunch of the dwarves over here who weren't even listening to the conversation also just toast and say, "To victory!"
See, they get it.
I'll raise my glass slightly and take a sip, and then put it down.
Lysander is unsure of himself, but raises the glass as he sees others raise it.
I come back in the exact same words as the whole group who just says "to victory" while I raise
So
it.
like the voice of an entire crowd coming out of this little bird mouth.
Maybe not as loud, but it sounds like it.
Sure.
Your vocal cords are like a bag of holding. I guess you can really fit anything in there.
Quite the
All
anomaly,
right.
yeah. But a good friend.
Eventually, she comes back with a plate of some meat and cheese, as well as a bowl of stew for Kamera, who, by the way, has yet to introduce himself.
No, I thought you said his name.
Was it not sufficient to say Kamera, champion of the people and number one ranked in the Valorant Fighting
I
Commission?
mean, he did say that.
Did you say that?
He did
Yeah.
say
He
did.
definitely said that.
Shit, that was my
I
bad.
specifically remember champion of the dwarven people. That's something that I said. So.
I believe this is what set off my bullshit alarms.
Right.
The fact that he's
I just
not
have a bad
dwarf,
memory.
but
I'm
champion
gonna blame the fact that I have a virus.
Just the fact that he
Lysander
called
looks
him
lustfully at the meat.
Hold on, guys. I'm naming the session real quick. Oh, this is probably my best one yet.
Enlighten us. What is the name?
Oh,
Nah. We'll find out at the end of the session.
Okay.
Oh boy.
She looks at you with all of your weapons and stuff and saying, "Oh, so are you the adventurous bunch?"
Adventurous bunch.
Oh, that
Unsettling.
can't be annoying.
Can't be.
Byron's explained Turner like 3 times today, so at this point he just...
Yeah, it's just how he talks. It's unsettling until you get used to it.
Right? I've seen weirder.
Quite a charming fellow.
Well,
Thank you again for the meal and drinks.
Oh yes, it's my job. But yes, we have bed if you're interested. If you need pointing in any in the direction of any work or anything like that, just let me know that as well. Otherwise, it'll be over at the bar.
You're very kind, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and she goes back behind her counter.
Such nice staff here. I really do appreciate the service.
Yeah, I must say, I think I can only think of one other tavern I've been to that has had this nice of service right out the gate. Yes.
You wouldn't happen to be referring to the Frost Hill Tavern, would you?
Let me double check something. So I want to make sure. So real quick.
Just 1 second. Roll 20 is being a bitch to me.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
all right.
Especially tonight. I think they're trying to fix something.
Yeah. Byron goes, no. But would that, Frosthill, would that have been a tavern in Frosthearth? So I'm not familiar with that tavern.
It's actually, if you've ever heard of Briarcrest, that's where it is. That's one of my favorite haunts. But
Oh! And, Byron makes, yes, Briarcrest. We actually kind of traveled from that area. We came up from Frosthearth, but we went through Selphia and came to here, so, yes.
lovely. It's great to hear about someone who knows the area.
I'm not too familiar with it, but I kind of know the vague lands of where I haven't been quite yet.
This
That already
land
puts
is
you a bit
unfamiliar to
ahead
me.
of the rest of the world.
Yes. Such a big wide world, you'd be surprised how many of them never actually go see it.
Kamira picks up his bowl of stew and just drinks about half of it.
Right. There's like 2 gulps in it, and like half of it's gone. It's a very chunky, meaty stew, by the way. So like you're inhaling some chunks.
Yeah.
Lysander just looks lustfully at the meat pieces.
By all means, if you see something you like on the table, grab it.
I say, Lysander, didn't you say you were going to run an errand, maybe? To a butcher shop, I believe?
Yes, but I would like to ask you, any of you, I would like to ask you a question.
Go right ahead.
Do any of you know the location of a city by the name of Draconia?
Parker.
One of those
Burgess
scary dragon
Draconia.
places. No idea.
Yeah, Parker, would any of us know that name?
Those of you who are native to Ballanrain have heard of it. You know that it's obviously a location densely populated with dragonkind. With the case of Turner, you would definitely know where this is, or roundabouts where it is.
I do.
Lysander immediately looks at Turner and asks almost desperately, how close are we? How do I get there?
Turner thinks for a bit. Parker.
All
Help.
right, hold on, let me check.
It's not the
fun of your
map I
character knowing
have.
stuff that you have no idea.
Just wait until I get keen mind.
Oh, please don't take Keen Mind. I hate that feat so much.
Keen Mind is great, Parker.
It's such a bullshit feat.
If
Okay, so if that's where
only
Draconia
4th level
is,
is coming soon.
oh, God.
Hmm.
Okay, I am literally measuring out how long it would take you guys to get there. Okay, doing some quick math here because of how fast travel pace is. Turner, you know that the direction is roughly northeast a bit, and it's about like half a month's travel from where you currently are.
Jesus.
Okay. So I just. What time of day is it?
It's early evening by this point.
Okay, so the sunlight's still out. You said it was north.
Just barely.
Okay, so you said it was northwest?
Northeast.
Northeast. Okay. So I generally point in that area, somewhere near there, and go, that way?
That doesn't help me.
Half month, maybe?
Half a month.
Yes.
On foot, it'll probably be even longer.
Maybe longer.
Thank you, little bird. You see Lysander's face just kind of fall, his ears kind of pull back.
Why the interest in such a city?
There's something I need there. Something very important.
Books?
No, not a book.
Sad
there
bird
a,
noises.
Is there a special someone in Draconia?
No. It is an item. A very powerful item.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
You say you're on a quest to find it?
In a sense. It is very important that I get this item. To tell you the truth, I do not know exactly what it is.
So you're trying to find an item that you're not completely sure, most of the details on. It's got to be quite the challenge.
What is it?
Something magical, I believe.
I could help.
The circumstances are complicated.
I could help.
If you don't know what it is, how do you even know you need it?
Someone has told me. So,
Someone told you need it and you just accepted that at face value?
if you knew who this person
You
was, you would not question it.
Who is it?
Hold on.
A patron.
So you're a what is
Business owner?
Religious adventurer?
Same thing.
I am chosen.
I'm sorry, that just reminded me of the guy from The Mandalorian who says, "I have spoken."
I have
I
spoken.
love that guy.
I am chosen.
Wheel.
One moment, let me
Sure.
pull up my backstory real quick. Need to do a quick review.
He has to make sure he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
So far, he's right. So, you're,
Yeah, I'm just not good with names yet.
That's why you just make your person that can't speak.
Big brain.
All right, there we go. I received a vision from Morkos.
Feel as though that name should
I might
mean
know
something,
that
but I
from
don't
like
know what it
my
is.
own religious teachings.
Who is
That's
that?
obviously a goddess.
Is this a history check or a religion check?
a religion check from anybody who's interested.
I knew
Multiple
there's a reason
things.
of proficiencies.
Well, I was napping that day.
Yes.
There'd be two people who would be even slightly familiar. Corik, you've heard of this before. You know it's of a foreign pantheon, but otherwise, you're not really sure what it is. And Turner, you know about as much as that. Maybe a little less.
Hey, Ilien, do you remember anything about this guy? Like, I think one of our teachers told us about this guy, right?
I ditched out a class that day.
Turn to Lysander, and so you're heading up. Kind of remembers where Turner was pointing. You're heading up northeast, I think. So where did your journey start for you?
Parker, I am not sure where I was dropped off.
When you journey from your homeland to Valenrain, you were dropped off in the city of Port Fortress.
A city called Port Fortress.
Oh. The other port city, yeah. How was it? Or how have your journeys been up to this point?
Subpar.
Mostly due to the people, I assume?
Yes.
Which, by the way, as you're looking around, now that the fight has subsided, you are getting very, very strange looks from the tavern folk. A few of them have since left.
Lysander or our group?
Yeah, just in general, just looking over at your table, a few of them have just decided, yeah, that's enough for me, and then just have decided to go home.
Well, aside from looks, adventuring tends to get a lot of attention, it seems.
Oh, isn't that the best part?
No.
Not the kind of attention
Not
I have
remote.
been receiving.
No.
You don't think
It can be
because-
fun.
You don't think it could be because of the giant turtle, the giant lion, the girl with horns
Well-
and purple skin?
Yes, that brings attention, but also if you're a normal-looking person but you're covered head to toe in combat gear, that can grab some eyes too.
You know
So-
what else? There's also what probably looks to them like two religious fanatics. And also, we're like at least twice all of their height. There's no reason for them not to be staring at us.
Yeah, this is a city of dwarves, isn't it?
You
do
say
see
that
few
like it's a
humans in here.
bad thing.
I didn't say it was bad. I just didn't say it was good either.
Saying, unless you are the height of a dwarf, you are bound to stand out in a city of dwarves, is I think what he meant.
Ah.
But, yeah. And so you started in Port Fortress, turning back to Lysander, but I assume you weren't raised there.
No, I have never been to this land before.
So you're from off-continent then?
Yes.
Hmm.
From the other side of the world, as I understand it.
Does your homeland have a name in our common tongue, or is it only known to you and yours?
Give me one moment, let me pull some stuff up.
He sits there scratching his head for a moment.
Oh,
Language barrier.
the continent is known as Brakir. At least in your tongue. You would not be able to pronounce the name of my people gave it.
Yes. Yes, language barrier. I'm starting to learn that language barriers are a big thing. You know,
Turner could say it.
but that's just mimicry.
Does he say that out loud?
I don't know, does he?
Like does he like say that maybe Turner could do it?
Yeah. Been able
I
to
mean-
mimic everything else.
That might not be a bad idea. He turns to Turner, and then the language he speaks does not sound like language at all. It sounds like growls, grunts, and some roars in there. It's actually pretty loud without being intentional.
It's like the opening to like MCM films, the old ones where like the lion head appears.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
And as you open your mouth to say that, you see that several of the bar patrons all just sort of like recoil a little bit.
And Turner starts to piss his pants a little. Like, he's getting kind of freaked out.
And Byron, if Byron turns around, does he notice the bar patrons kind of freaking out?
Yeah, and the bartender is sort of gazed over in your direction to see what's wrong.
Byron raises a glass and just goes, "Pardon my friend here. He's simply showing us some of his native tongue, quite different than our own."
You see some of them just sort of like shake their heads and go back to whatever it is they were doing.
I stand up, I turn around to face the rest of the tavern, and I say, anybody who has a problem with beast folk can fight me or get bent.
Lysander smiles at that.
Get bent. I haven't heard that phrase in a long ass time. Sorry.
They all just sort of look at you. A few of them go wide-eyed and go back to their business. And then the rest of them are just sort of just going back absentmindedly to whatever it was they were doing.
Byron kind of looks over to Kamera and just goes, there are quite a few people I grew up with I think would really, really like you.
That's good to hear. Some of these people they see something they're unfamiliar with and they think it's bad.
Oh.
I myself was taken in by a people who looked nothing like me, and I think everybody else deserves that opportunity.
Even with such big arms as yours, you have a really good head on your shoulders, I'd say.
Thank you. So it's not always on top of my shoulders, so I pull my head into my shell. And I pop back out.
Byron,
Lysander is, oddly enough, not at all surprised by this. He looks like he was expecting it to happen.
Byron he stutters for a moment and goes, okay, literally a giant turtle, not wow.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, no.
It is what it says on the tin, my friend.
Reminds me of the tortoises back home.
Did you eat them?
They are peaceful grazers, and there's not enough meat to be worthwhile. They never bother us, so we may never bother them.
Okay. Did you want me to repeat?
If it makes you uncomfortable, you do not have to.
I stand up on my chair, so I'm pretty much eye level with him.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, because Lysander's still standing because he can't sit.
Right.
You're eye level with the rest of us at the table now.
Okay. I get myself as big as possible, and I growl back at him when he growled at me.
Can you do that with your mimicry?
Yes.
Yeah.
It says I can mimic any noise.
All right, so you just repeat the noise back to him.
But I assume half as loud.
Yeah, you see that some of the tavern goers are just sort of flinching a little bit, but not paying you any attention.
This is definitely like Mufasa and Simba.
Yeah.
That was perfect pronunciation.
This one here is quite special, I agree.
To be totally fair, it was your pronunciation.
So if anything, you had perfect pronunciation, my friend.
Which is to be expected of one's own tongue, guys.
Yeah.
I know quite a few people who, even with common being their native tongue, are quite rough with it.
Get it.
Let's say John earlier didn't have a great way with words.
Yes,
especially
but I
not
assume
after
that
I-
He's still over there on the floor.
Wait, is he okay?
No, but Byron goes, yes, but I do believe a bunch of alcohol and a hit on the head will do that to you. These people, they were sober when they messed up their common tongue.
I will never understand your people's obsession with self-poisoning.
Okay, so moderation is a thing, right? You just kind of have a little bit every now and then. It's not like an everyday thing. Well, it can be an everyday thing, just not every meal.
I was gonna say.
Well, you can have it with every meal, just not carrying a flask on you while you're at work. That's kind of something that's frowned upon.
But just moderate, just a little bit. A little bit.
So Byron goes, so for instance, this is ale, of course. It has some inebriating qualities if you drink lots of it, but for myself, if you look, I've barely drank any of it. I've just kind of been sipping on it. Mostly because personal choices. I like to, as they said, keep it moderate.
And,
What is it made out
it's...
of?
Ale?
Well, you see, they take some hops, which is kind of like a grain, and then they take some barley, which is also like a grain, and really they just kind of they do something with that.
Byron steps in and he goes, they take these grains and they kind of make them into I'm bullshitting this, so bear with me. No, I am. My character isn't, but I am. So, they take it kind of into a mush, and then they seal it away for a long time, and there's a process to it, and eventually it becomes a drinkable liquid that has a very warming effect to the body.
Then I will not be able to consume it, whether it was poison or not.
Well, the moral of the story is that most places you go, the ale is bound to be cleaner than the water. It's like they always say, ale is supposed to be brown, water isn't.
You have a point there. Yes, the ale has to go through some processes where it actually becomes, if you get a certain kind, clean enough to clean wounds with even. But that's the strong stuff.
I would not be able to drink it then. I cannot consume plant matter.
Oh, really?
My people are of a entirely carnivorous diet.
I must say that is quite interesting.
Is that a spiritual thing, or you just haven't tried a grape before?
It could not stay down. It would come right back up.
So it's a diet thing. Interesting.
Do I know what he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he did tell us the name of it, I think, when he was introducing himself.
Yes, he says he is of the Ilien people. You know that they are not native here. You haven't seen one before, but you do know that there are a few around.
Do I know if they're actually carnivores?
Did you? I know you only.
He just told you they were, so you take that as likely true.
Okay.
I must ask, so, for a completely carnivorous diet, which meat is your favorite, I must ask?
Mammoth,
Mammoth?
where I live.
Yes. I don't know. I think Byron has heard of a mammoth before, but he's just trying to imagine, like, what would that taste like?
You've definitely never seen one.
I probably
It is very fatty.
before.
I think I understand what he's saying. It's like, if a cow was like really big,
Okay.
I think that's what a mammoth is. It's a really big cow.
Do buffalo exist in this world, Parker?
Yeah, probably.
I know, it's like, isn't that what a buffalo is?
Okay, so like, if a buffalo was really big, that's what a mammoth would be.
Like,
no, a mammoth has a nose that is more like an arm.
And tusk.
With like a hand?
No.
like a tentacle?
Yes, like a tentacle.
But I assume none of the suction thingies.
They do have suction, but it's through their nose hole, not through cups.
Do elephants exist?
I hear that's how some drugs are taken, is suction through the nose hole.
You are correct.
guys,
I have seen it done.
To preface, if an animal exists in real life, it does exist in D&D.
Got it. But
Okay, so
again,
if like
All of them except for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes can fuck off.
yes, yes.
This is not
Mosquitoes
the
are
greatest
extinct.
world.
So if like a loxodon
you
was
get
like
sturgeon.
really fuzzy,
Which are like mosquitoes, but bigger and worse.
What are like
No,
mosquitoes
under
bigger and worse?
Sturges.
Oh yeah,
Literally
those
blood-sucking
exist.
insects that are like the size of pixies. They're
Yeah,
giant
but
freaking
those
mosquitoes.
exist so you can kill them.
I can only think of the bugs from the swamp level of the Accelerators movie now. I don't know if anyone's
Anyway.
gonna get that.
As you all are speaking, you see a stern-looking dwarven man bust in through the main door of the tavern. You see he's very stocky. He's bald and has very pale skin with a wiry brown beard. His brow is furrowed as he just stomps his way up to the bar. He sits down and orders a drink from the bartender. He does not look very happy, and everybody seems to be just staring at him and whispering to themselves as he walks in.
Lysander finishes off his water and just looks at the newcomer.
You've been here for a while, Kamera. Do you know who this man is?
Do I know who this is?
Go ahead and roll a history check if you would. You have seen him about a few times. You asked somebody who he was because he seemed like a very important person. You know this person to be Ellison Bavarian, who is the patriarch of one of the powerful families here in Scaldhammer. He and his family run the Scaldhammer mine.
Ellison Bavarian?
Yes, Ellison Bavarian.
This man is Ellison Bavarian. His family runs the mine here in town. He's kind of like nobility in that sense.
Huh.
Although
Had a bad day at the mines, I guess.
judging by that, it looks like business at the mines is great.
Yeah. I mean, the gods did seem like something big had happened recently. Maybe it had something to do with the mines. But, yeah. I guess we can wait to get rooms until after he's done. I don't think we want to bother him. He does seem like he's in a piss-poor mood.
I'm scared of bald people.
What?
I just slowly turn to him and I go, but aren't you technically bald?
That was my try at ironic humor. Yes, I have no hair. It was kind of a haha funny.
It definitely caught us off guard, I'll tell you that.
The key to all comedy is subversion.
You just see Byron slowly blink again. You know, I've heard someone say something similar about that. Where were we?
Baldy, who's upset at the bar.
Yeah. No. But, I must ask, I know, Kamera, you were fighting here earlier, you only just met us, and Lysander, I know you potentially had, other plans for lodging, but once he's done at the bar, would you like to stay in the tavern tonight? You've been quite good company, I must say.
If they will allow me to.
I think as long as we pay the fee, there shouldn't be any issue.
I actually have scheduled an autograph signing for the morning, so I had been planning to stay here.
It does
Who
sound-
knows you?
Autograph.
Do you expect to be signing in the morning?
Who in here saw the fight?
You see that, like, mostly everybody in the tavern, with the exception of Ellison Bavarian, raise their hands.
Those are the people that know me. Who would like an autograph in the morning?
You see a few people put their hands down, but there are still, like, 2 or 3 with their hands up.
See?
You are correct, big man.
I usually am.
He's the number.
I know Byron just turns to Lysander. I know we've been asking a lot of you, but might I ask what cities you traveled through to get here? We're actually currently heading kind of in that direction of Port Fortress, and maybe you pass through a town that we're heading to.
Parker, I will need answers.
And you have those answers. In your little character binder section thing of the journals area in Roll20, there's a little handout that says Lysander, NPCs, and locations.
Got it.
And there it tells you all the cities you have been to.
Carter is not sure in which order these are in, but Lysander does.
They are in the exact order that they appear on that list.
Got it. After I left Port Fortress, I passed through a town called Ravenstone, or at least I tried, until the populace tried to lynch me.
Noted. Noted. Probably don't want to go there.
Then Fangvale was somewhat more
Hospitable, is that the word you're looking for?
yeah, it was somewhat more hospitable, but people were still frightened by my appearance. And I have not encountered any more towns along the way.
Ah,
Should be noted that the populace in Ravenstone only tried to take me after I was done sleeping in the inn, so the entire populace cannot be put at fault.
understandable. There's always bound to be a few bad apples in the batch. But it actually seems like you traveled the path that we're trying to head. We're heading up to Forge Raid, which I guess is just north of where you came in.
What is your business there?
Well, we actually...
Floating city.
Yes,
Dude, it's
Forge
a
Raid
fine-
is a floating city, apparently, and we wanted to go check it out for ourselves.
A floating city, you say? That sounds...
Yes, apparently they also they ride these flying beasts. Not dragons that I hear of, but they are flying creatures.
The only flying creatures I know of are... Parker, I'm just gonna try to make sure this is okay with you. You ever heard of an Argentavis?
No, why would I have?
It's basically a giant vulture.
Okay.
Oh, like a rock? Never mind.
What?
Nah,
Nowhere
another
near as
thing.
big.
Carter's not very versed in
It would not
D&D
be that
monsters.
big.
That's fine. That's fine.
It would be
Big
big,
bird.
but not that big.
Okay.
Yeah, rocks are like mythically big.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
insanely big.
The Argentavises were actual things, though. They're
Yeah.
a prehistoric bird.
Okay.
But for the sake of fantasy stuff, just say rock.
Well, that's a big bird.
Because they probably
Largest-
exist there.
The largest flying creature I know of is called a rock.
Really?
Oh, wow.
They're somewhat common. They pick mammoths up and take them away to their nests.
Honestly, that tracks.
Yeah.
Rocks are fucking huge.
So
Your
it's like
people-
if Turner was really big.
I think really
No.
big is an understatement. Even I have heard legendary mythical tales of a rock. I hope I never meet one.
Fortunately, my people are small enough to not be a large enough meal for them, so they do not bother us often.
That's good to hear.
That sounds like a big asterisk. Often.
Well,
Some exceptionally large members of my species that have caught the attention of younger ones.
That is terrifying. I am sorry I asked.
well, if your people are built much like you are, or even bigger, then I assume that you put up a good fight at least.
We try, but these birds, if you saw the size of their prey, then you would be... I don't know the words. They are terrifyingly massive.
Probably beyond our imagination at this point, but then again,
Pretty skeeved out.
yeah.
I have a size comparison if you would like to see.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Sure.
And
What's that
brings
noise?
out what looks like a giant tooth.
That's
I'm assuming this is your greatsword.
No, this is the mammoth tusk I have.
Oh, right. I forgot you had that
What, you just have that?
You just have a mammoth tusk.
in his pack, yeah.
Full mammoth tusk. It's only the tip of one,
Oh, thank God.
but it's still the size of my arm.
And what is this, might I ask?
This is a piece of a mammoth tusk.
A piece.
As in not a whole one.
The first 4. You just see Byron lean back in his seat for a moment. You just see his eyes dart back and forth, just go, holy shit. And you see him take the biggest swig of ale that any of you have seen him take since meeting him.
My people only hunt the oldest and largest of them.
Yes, the oldest would probably be the better bet.
Is that because they're the slowest, like kind of a kick them while they're down type situation?
Not necessarily, but the old and sick must be culled so the herd thrives. If the herd becomes bloated and slowed down, they are more likely to all die, and then there will be no more food.
Now, did you follow that same kind of principle within your own tribe of people? That the oldest should be,
Of course not. We must die at most do not live to the age old enough to become that way.
I don't know if that seemed sad to you when you thought that, but that's like a okay.
If you're people of much action, I assume that there's just a certain point where it's more likely to fall in combat after a certain age. So
yes, if there is
I'm
any
fantastic
that
and I'm gonna
becomes,
live forever, but
if there is any that is closing up onto that point of becoming too old to properly fight, they will go out into the savannah and find the largest beast they can, and will either kill it and bring back honor and a trophy, or they die in glorious battle.
that's a hell of a way to go out. And a hell of a story, too.
One of my kin was foolish enough to challenge a mammoth by himself.
I take it he did not make it.
He was my brother. He was a stain on the ground by the time we got there.
Oh.
Very sorry to hear that.
Looking up from the story,
he was an idiot.
Looking up from this story, you guys see that the bartender has pointed Ellison Bavarian in your direction, and he is currently pacing towards you.
Be on your guard, someone's approaching. And Byron will sit up, clear his throat, turn as if he's noticed this, and go, "Ah, good sir. May we help you?"
Hello.
Yes, hello. My name is Ellison Bavarian. I am the head of House Bavarian here in Skaldhammer. I've just been... Well, I have a bit of a problem, and I'm wondering if you could help me solve it.
What's your problem?
We'd be honored to help someone of your high standing.
Oh, you don't have to kiss my ass or anything. I just know that you're...
We just thought the mines were like a big deal, We thought we should...
Yes, we're fairly new in town. Best better not get off on the wrong foot.
Right. I understand, and I appreciate that. The guards might have been hassling you, but that's just because our city's prone to strange happenings. Recently, down at the Skaldhammer mine, a few of our miners have gone missing, and we're not sure where they've gone to.
Missing?
Well, where'd they go missing from? In the mine, I assume, any particular region?
Yes, they went missing while inside of the mines, yet we cannot find the location where they could have disappeared to. No visible cracks or any secret tunnels or anything of that nature. We can't seem to find anything.
Is there like a specific part of the mine where they went missing from, I mean?
Very deep down into it, I would say.
Okay, straight shot down then.
Yes.
Were these men of yours armed? Were they able to defend themselves? Was there a sign of a struggle?
Well, nothing that they had of them was left. No tools, no weapons. Very rarely do they have weapons with them in the mines, since they're armed with a pickaxe. But
But Byron goes, we're not very familiar with the layout of the city. Does it go into a mountain, into a hill? A certain part of the city does it traverse into?
when you enter the city, you notice that Scald Hammer was built like at the base of a small mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
So the mine is dug straight into the base of a mountain.
Okay. Byron goes, forgive me if I sound superstitious, but are there any myths or legends that surround this mountain range that you're near?
The mountain range, no, but the city has a few ghost stories, I suppose.
Speaking
Like
of ghosts, excuse me just a moment. Can somebody check on John? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he okay?
One of the dwarves that goes that's sitting at the table next to him just goes over and lifts up his wrist and says, "I think he's good,"
Okay, thank you.
and then just drops him back down. Yeah, what happened to that guy?
He slipped.
Yes,
you punched him.
Yes, slipped right into a wall.
Many
Wall
times
of a
from the look
man.
of it.
Big scary
But
wall.
he hit him.
Pardon our friend. There was a
Turtle.
friendly bout of a little bit of a bar fight. Everyone was cheering.
Right, come clean. I am the greatest fighter in the land. It was me. I did it. Okay.
Did he challenge you or something?
He did.
And that's
well,
fine.
I kind of threw out an open challenge and then he answered. So
Right, so it sounds like he lost.
it was a
fair
mutually
fight.
agreed combat. Yes.
All right, nothing I haven't heard of. Anyway,
He did slip though during the fight. It was quite funny.
sort of chuckles to himself. Well, anyway, I wouldn't be asking you if it wasn't important, but if you'd be willing to come down to the mines and take a look, maybe sometime tomorrow morning, I'd be grateful for it. I can't lose more of my workers to whatever is taking them.
It's understandable.
One more question about these vanished workers.
Sure.
Are they unionized or are they independent contractors? Like, what's their deal?
Well, basically, they dig up ore, they hand it to me, I pay them. That's basically the system we've got going.
Okay, so it's more contract work. There's no agreed upon wage.
Oh no. They don't earn wages, they just earn by however much ore they can bring me, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I assume if we were to meet you tomorrow morning, we would just meet you at the mines.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'll kind of turn to the core four of us that have been traveling so far and just go, I mean, we got a nice reward the last time we helped out of town. What do you say?
I certainly could use some extra coin.
Sure.
Lysander looks into his satchel and looks at the diminutive 16 gold pieces he has. I could probably use coin for my journey.
Are there ghosts?
This is quite a deal breaker if there are ghosts.
I've been around a place that had a few ghost stories. I don't believe there are actual ghosts, at least in this case. But
Probably not any in the mine. Some of these houses, though, I'm not sure.
yes,
Like let's say there
Why?
was a
In my
ghost.
exorcism, it works against unnatural things. I can burn the ghosts.
yes.
Well,
I
Oh,
tried to say, long story short, I do believe we will be meeting you in the morning at the mines.
All right. That's fantastic news. I've arranged for with Younggren over there, and gestures over to the barkeeper who's been helping you out, to get you set up with some rooms on me.
Oh, that's quite kind of you. Thank you.
Consider
Very
it a
gracious.
Yes. Well, glance out the window. It takes note of how dark it is.
It's about like 7, 8 o'clock.
Well, I think if we're to be starting a productive day tomorrow, maybe we could turn in early. I don't know. We just got here today, so I think I'd be nice to kick up and get extra rest tonight. But,
I still need to go find that butcher shop.
It's true. But
Well, I'll leave you to your business. And he sort of begins. Were you going to say something, Turner?
Do you have library?
There's not like a public library, but I'm sure if you go speak to the Lord Mayor, he will take you to the town's archives.
Where is he?
At the Lord Mayor's Hall. He's probably in the governor's ward. It's about. He points roughly northeast of the city. He's like, if you just walk that way, it's a grandiose building. You can't miss it.
Thank you.
Absolutely, you strange bird creature. And he just sort of nods to you and walks off towards the bar, sets down a sum of gold, and then walks out.
Huh.
Well, I guess we are crashing here for free tonight. That's quite good.
That is. Well, I guess, looking like the adventure type, while it does get stares, gives you job opportunities too.
And it gets you the ladies. Am I right?
He
No.
looks over, and there's like a bearded dwarven woman just staring at him and giving him winks.
Hey!
Lysander does not know how to respond.
Well,
I feel like that's going to be a common occurrence for him.
Turner just shifts uncomfortably in his seat.
Okay. I'm gonna go see which rooms are ours, and then I'm probably gonna turn in early myself. We had a long day of walking. And Byron gets up and goes to the bar.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything different?
Lysander's gonna go and find that butcher shop.
All right.
Kamera is gonna pull out the notebook labeled poetry and start writing.
Okay.
Turner's just gonna try and peek and see what he's writing.
Are you hiding it, Kame?
No, I'm quite proud of my work, so I don't make a big show of hiding it. I'm writing
I don't suffer from hubris. Hubris is a flaw, and I am perfect.
Victory is like the blood in my veins. It flows through my body, and I'm incredible.
And I'm incredible.
And that's what you read.
It is technically poetry.
Turner just chuckles a little bit and sits back down.
Guys, totally random, but Victoria's bird hissed at me the other day. I didn't know birds could hiss.
Oh yeah, they can. They will.
Scared me shitless.
Interesting.
Oh god, you just gave him a new idea.
I can.
We'll file
hiss.
that one under character development.
Right. All right, so while you all are going up and finding your rooms, Lysander, you go and you follow the directions given to you by Younggren, the dwarven woman, the bartender, and you do see that there is a building where you can smell the meats are coming from. However, it does seem to be that the shop is closed.
Lysander looks dejectedly and just walks straight back to the inn.
All right. So all of you eventually finding your rooms. The man Ellison Riverian had paid for 2 rooms for each of you, so you can split up in whichever rooms you'd like. There are 6 of you, so that means
I assume the 2 bigger ones share a room, and then it's the 4 of us.
Sounds fair.
the newbies in one room.
Yeah, they are the biggest. And when
That's
we
fair.
asked the bartender earlier, she did say that it might be a bit of a squeeze if with the bigger ones.
That is fair.
All right. So, as you all lull off to sleep in your own separate rooms, Byron.
Haha. Uh-oh.
Hot nerd.
So, as your vision darkens and you fall to sleep, you find yourself standing on what almost seems like a beach, but the sand beneath your toes is a stark black color. Behind you, the sky appears to be on fire, and the warmth seeps into your skin. You see, very ominously, what looks like almost half-eaten people crawling across this beach, looking for anything to grab onto. As you see this horrid vision before you, a massive red dragon descends from the background and just perches on this beach. It stalks right up towards you, and its face gets right up next to yours. And you hear this voice in your head. Your blade has tasted blood, but has it tasted enough? The black sands await you when it has. Together we will scorch this land and bring her to the world. Then you feel a very hot breath in your face, and you see the dragon's maw slowly open, and then flames start gushing out towards your face when your dream ends. And with that, we're going to end the session there.
That's not ominous at all.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yay!
Okay.
That's incredibly ominous. Thank you very much.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
probably.
fine.
We have magic dragon-related artifacts to go find. Creepy.
Note to self, no ale before bed.
All right.
Like,
And thus ends.
if you had noticed, Byron is one to only barely sip ale, and he just doesn't want to ask for water because 2 other people already ask for water every other time. So he just doesn't want to go through and no water for me too. Yeah, don't want. Yeah.
And thus ends session 7, the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
It's canon. It's canon. Fuck you. I'm a genius. I am the best at everything.
Please tell me it's
Your
spelled
Kame-Ra
H.
Second coming.
Please tell me
Yeah.
it's spelled Hair.
No, it is not.
That is not even accurate.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
It is in fact spelled Hair.
Oh yeah, I guess Kian would be the one who usually ends up changing the names. So ultimately, it's up to him.
It's true.
The pun only works if it's Hair, so it is.
Whatever.
But yeah,
So in other news, yeah, that's the end of the session. Is the stream still going?
Yeah, we need to say when we're planning on being on next.
Well, if we stick to playing every other week, then that means we would next be playing
2 weeks from yesterday.
2 weeks from yesterday. So the
Yeah.
10th.
Except I'm busy that day, so we could do.
What's
like,
everybody
this
doing
week
next
and do the
Saturday?
11th.
The 11th or the 10th, because we don't normally.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm busy on the 10th, so I wouldn't be
Oh.
able to. That's what I was saying.
I don't believe I have any conflicts right now.
I got
Knowing
nothing
my
left
luck,
to
I'll
do.
probably end up working or something.
Right now, I don't have a conflict with 9th, 10th, or 11th. So if 11th doesn't work out, I'm cool with 9th too.
Okay.
All right, we'll plan for that then.
Plan for the 11th.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
And we will
Okay, so
hopefully see everybody there.
everybody except for our 2 newcomers levels up.
Yes.